Fast fact, the most exciting part of Silksong is not the action, not the world, not the characters. It is the fact that it exists. And people have been excited about this for years. Every year, record numbers of hype particles are put out into the universe simply because Silksong exists. However, it really raised its level of existing by having a birthday recently. And I was thinking to myself, what a nice birthday it has. I think on a certain numerology field, I feel like 9-4 or 4-9, those are very good Hornet numbers. I feel that way. However, today I got thinking, Hornet is a really good Virgo. Like this game. This game is a really good Virgo game as her game. There's this emphasis on like perfection and precision. I think the lace has a kind of like pure, delicate, woven sort of feeling that goes well with Virgos. I mean, Lace herself looks like a Virgo. But yeah, I was just like, man, Silksong is a Virgo. You really couldn't really get that much better. And then I went down a rabbit hole, and this happened. I am going to talk about how good I think all of the Metroidvanias are as their star sign. How fitting the star sign is for them, how much I like the pairing, what it brings out in the game. Not the characters, but just the game, because we have a concrete release date for the game, and we can use that to say how good of an Aquarius is Hollow Knight, how good of a Taurus is Animal Well. I know a good amount about astrology. It's been a while since I was into it, but star signs, that's the easy stuff. And this isn't going to be any social media astrology either. I'm not looking to like throw shade at anybody. I like all the signs. There are some I know less than others, but I know their good points. I know their bad points. I know how they manifest with other signs and people and all kinds of stuff. So I just have a list of birthdays and I'm going to go down them. And there is some wacky stuff inside here. There is some really goofy kind of cosmic stuff that I found. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Is what I would say if I didn't have more ado. Housekeeping. You might notice that Steam World Dig 2 isn't here. And yeah, as a reminder, when I rank Metroidvania stuff, I rank the Metroidvanias that I am most familiar with, the ones that I know and I love and I've played a lot. Those are my Mellovanias. I have a very particular numbering system. I've given out 26 of these numbers over the years. Silksong is 26. And this will be the first ranking that includes Ultros and Silksong. But, you know, some notable examples that are not in here would be the Blasphemous series, the Ori series. There was a time when people would care about Guacamelee. I haven't played Nine Souls. And then I like the 2010s, like Iconoclast, Time Spinners, nothing like that. I just haven't gotten to them yet. Although, I will say, I have been getting a little bit of my hunger back, finally. I'm like not gonna say too much too soon, but Silksong has definitely helped me get my burnout healed a little bit. There's been some good stuff happening. I'm very grateful, and I've been softening about the idea of playing Ori someday. I used to say I didn't want to. I'm kind of softening, and I'm actually pretty sure I will play Prince of Persia in the near future, but that's for next year. Let's crack on with this list once I adjust the AC. Why did I turn it off? Why did I turn it off? I just don't know. Why would I turn it off? That's just so silly. All right. Here we go. Treating this maybe too much like a stream. So, the first one, we're going to get right in here with Silksong. Silksong inspired this. I'll do A tier, okay, right? Because I had good things to say. Virgos, haha. There's a lot of Virgo in my chart. I know a few things about it. Perfectionism is kind of one of the big ones. Purity can be very hard to judge, certainly in a Metroidvania. But, perfection and attention to intricate detail. I mean, this is the energy that you're feeling right now, that I'm feeling right now. It's the reason that I went through and made this entire tier maker with all of its nice, mostly nice cropped little squares. I think that kind of perfectionism and that interest in small details is very important to Silksong and the combat, because there is so much happening so quickly. This is my first time talking about Silksong. And it is a game that makes you want to just get every little thing right, and I like that. It's not like S tier or anything, and it's gonna get bumped down by some other A tiers when we go forward, but it's very strong, and I think there are some more subtle ways that I like the way Virgo plays into it. But now let's go with... Actually, I didn't think about the order very much, did I? Let's go with Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is a February 24th Pisces. Did I say Aquarius earlier? Or is it? It's 224. That's Pisces. Never mind. Yeah, it's not Aquarius. It's Pisces. So... all these fucking games are Pisces. That's the first interesting thing. People know when they want to release their Metroidvanias, or maybe they know what sign fits Metroidvanias best, and by golly are those signs in the beginning of the calendar year. Oh my god, I was writing these down and I'm like, oh, great, another Pisces, wonderful. But Hollow Knight isn't just a Pisces, it's also on the Pisces cusp with Aquarius, I think? Wait, Aquarius, Pisces, cusp. Maybe it's not what Pisces, cusp. The cusp is going to come up a lot today. Fuck you, AI. Come on, buddy. I'm going to say it's not the cusp. Dude, shut up. Why is this so... I said... Oh, never mind. I did not say when. I should have said when. When is it? When is it? No, it's not cusp. It's just Pisces. Okay, as a pure Pisces... there are so many Pisces in this list. Pisces is a very sensitive, introspective, dreamy, and kind of spiritual sign, which makes Hollow Knight a pretty good Pisces, certainly compared to Hornet's game. To be honest, it's actually interesting how much I get to talk about Silksong now, but without spilling all the beans, when I compare these two games, it makes Hollow Knight feel even more like a Pisces. However, it doesn't necessarily make Silksong feel more like a Virgo. It makes it feel like more like a fire sign. I mean, as more, I guess, astrology background stuff, every sign has one of 4 cardinal elements. Think like the Avatar, the Last Airbender elements. And those all have a couple layers of depth to them that are pretty easy to understand and enjoy. Earth and water... No, it's never going to be like my first thought for either of these. These are good, but they already make me want to make like an A- type of tier. Okay, because the reason I like Virgo Silksong so far is mostly gameplay, whereas kind of like the soul and the personality of Hollow Knight is more Pisces core. I mean, I don't know if I could pick a better sign for the story of Hollow Knight than Pisces. Like, even though it's a very competitive thing, the Pisces Metroidvania, as we will see, this is a really good one. The gameplay, maybe not so much. I mean, it's a little bit more, like, soft and wishy-washy compared to Hornet, but the thing is, when I'm comparing them head-on, it's really... Like, you know, I will come back and do Moon Sign sometime, because it's fire. It's fire, it's athletic, it's intensity with Hornet's game. Like, Hornet is gonna get walked over here a little bit due to, like, just, like, Earth? I don't know. Virgo, like, it's strong, but it's not everything. I'm just gonna put Hollow Knight above Silksong to start. I like Pisces. I would have even had more to say if it was Aquarius cusp, but it's not. It's just pure Pisces. Let's get right in then with Animal Well, which is one of the harder ones I have thought about. Taurus? All right. It's not going lower than B. Taurus is a sign that is, it's another earth sign, but this one is like one of the most grounded earth signs. A Taurus is someone who tends to really like just like the creature comforts of home and is very stable. And there's a big sense of like enjoying things and really getting to know them. In that sense, there's actually a pretty strong connection between Animal Will and Taurus. At this point, I don't have scripted thoughts for everything. I'm thinking about it on the fly. It's actually really not that bad because, without spoiling anything, home is a bit of a theme, like more on the nose than most games in Animal Well, and you really want to settle down and, like, really get to know the game. And it's not even a very fast-paced game either. Taurus Animal Well goes really hard. I am just craving... I am craving a high B, low A tier. I'm going to call this an A- tier. I think I don't want to gas it up too hard, but... Oh, what did I just do? Whoops. That'll go below. at a row below. Yeah. And then that row's B. Yeah, I don't want to gas it up too hard, but there's some strong Taurus energy here. And there also may not be another game to represent Taurus necessarily coming forward. So, I don't know. I have a hard time picturing a good Taurus game, but Animal Well is not a bad place to start. So, let's just rock with that. And then for my next game, let's not pick a Pisces. Okay. Here's one. Here's one I know I don't like. I could not tell you what Libra Metroid Dread means. Metroid Dread was released on October 8th, which actually is the birthday I most well remember, and I've been celebrating as a holiday that used to be called Emmy Day, but has now become Cyber Souls Day. It's a non-specific cleansing of robot souls where I play a game like Metroid Dread all the way through in a stream, and we do it as a purification ritual for all the technology in our lives. You take a game where robots have gone haywire, and you pacify them, and then you have a year of less tech problems, and it's worked wonders so far. Last year we did Mega Man 2 instead of Dread. Nothing about this is Libra. I mean, I might even go down to D. Yes, she makes one friend. Libra is an air sign. Air signs are very intellectual, social, curious kind of fellows, but Libra is like the most interpersonal. I mean, all three of the signs are kind of defined by friendship in some way, but like Libra is like the diplomat. And this is a game about being on your own and getting fucked over by this evil person and like destroying a whole planet. Like, there is literally one thing. No. This goes in F tier. This belongs in F tier because there's even themes of distrust woven into this game. There are themes of betrayal and manipulation in this game. You make a friend for 2 minutes and then they die. There are themes of relying on someone and then being manipulated. It's a fiercely independent game, and it would be one thing if it's like, oh, it's a game about the power of bonds, but sometimes they're not so good. No, you get fucked over by the people in the game, or they die, and then you do everything on your own. Metroid Dread as a Libra is a fucking F tier. I feel pretty confident in that now. It's unfortunate. If we have any other Libras, it's like, I don't know, maybe one or two of them. I will start working on this pie chart. Yes, I'm pretty into this. Pisces 1, 1, Virgo 1, and then Libra 1. We've done a decent job getting out of the spring and the winter so far. We only have one. Here's a game that I think is just like kind of trash, but not in an interesting way. Here's another air sign. This is a Gemini on my dear friend Liz's birthday nonetheless, but I can't really draw anything funny or meaningful out of that. It's just Mulana came out on May 27th. It's a Gemini. It's slightly early, but it's not a Taurus cusp. It's just a Gemini. And like, I haven't played that much of this game. I've gotten into it pretty hard in the first couple hours, but like Gemini is like, it's a little bit hard to describe. Gemini is one of the most like personality focused signs as far as I can tell. Like, it has to do with very like high functioning people who can like, you know, kind of like put the right foot forward for the right person, people who might have like a different internal life to how they put themselves out there outwards. You know, these are very like sociable people. The sign is very like mingly is kind of the word I would say. Like, if it were Aquarius, I might give it some credit, because Aquarius is like the most like intellectually curious air sign. But what the fuck is Gemini Mulana? It's not even funny. It's just like, I don't know. However, I actually rather like Gemini Gato Roboto debuting with its birthday just a couple days later, and I also like associating it with Liz. This was on 5/30. Oh wait, that's Ai's birthday. It's one of my favorite characters' birthday. Wow. Gato Roboto is a friendly game. And it has a little bit of stuff going on with multiple layers, where you've got a cat and a robot kind of duality protagonist. All right, being the sign of the twins implies a sense of duality, right? I have a hard time bringing up the Gemini duality without making it sound like that kind of ingrained two-faced backstabber kind of stereotype people have for Geminis. That's not fair. But, the twins, the Gato and the Roboto, I think this is a very friendly, almost bubbly game. I love working together with Kiki's owner. There is like a little bit of a second layer because there's a little bit of a dark backstory going on. I think Gato Roboto with the twins, just in a very vague sense, is really good. But as I say that, I see another Gemini. Can't help being a Gemini. I actually really like... Okay, two things about this. Ritual of the Night. Ritual of the Night is... It's not a Cancer. It is right on the cusp, though. Where's my note? It's like the 20th or something. Rotn. Sorry that I didn't edit this. I'm exhausted. Yeah, 6/18. Let's see. When is Gemini Cancer cusp? It's just, everything is like from the 18th to 22nd, but it's hard to remember the specifics. Yeah, it's kind of on the cusp. Okay, I like that. So, okay, this game actually has a lot of friendship compared to most Metroidvanias. Miriam gets on with pretty much everybody. She has a very supportive home base, which I really appreciate about the game. There's even some backstabbing with some other characters, but not putting the cart before the horse. You've got people who you meet who originally are kind of hostile, and then they become your friends pretty often, actually, in the plot. I just feel like where there's like a cute sense of like bubbly twin stuff going on with Gato, there's a much more like foundational sense of Gemini vibes going on in Rotn's story. However, Aquarius would have gotten it even higher. I associate it with Aquarius season because they caught it on my birthday. Yeah, if you were to combine the friend aspect with the curiosity aspect, or the nerdy aspect of Aquarius, Rotn could have placed really high. That would be a very good sign for it. But as a Gemini, it's definitely not bad, and viewing it under that lens brings out some strengths that you might not consider normally about Rotn. I like it. I like it a lot. I might put it a little bit under Silksong, but let's just say these guys are kind of soul-bound now. Like, they're not that different in ranking. I'd say Animal Well is, like, safely above them, if not poking up into Hollow Knight's tier. Kind of a cute little list we have going on. I guess I should start using a check mark. Check. Rotn, check. Gato, check. Mulana, check. Dread. Yeah, Dread sucks. Dread is an F tier. It's literally funny trying to think of it as a Libra game. Is there another Gemini? I think that's all for the Geminis. So let's put them in here. Gemini. Beep. 3 Geminis. That's probably all we're gonna get for Geminis. I'm making this look way more diverse than it should be. You're gonna see when stuff starts happening. Here's another very cute one. This is Momodora 2. I won't harp too long on this because I don't think any of y'all know what Momodora 2 is. It's been a year since even I talked about it. I love Momodora 2. It's a very cute game. It is the game where the Momodora series, which kind of peaked in popularity with the last 2 games, really started to become a more like deep and rich world. One of the coolest things about this game is like, it starts with a very cave story inspired core, but then it becomes a Metroidvania with a pretty nicely made world building and characters that you definitely start to care for as you go on. Maybe this is just me, like, I don't know, I'm very tender about cancers. Cancers are kind of like big, they're think of the crab metaphor. They are the crab, that's their symbol. The Cancer has a very soft, gooey inner core. They're very loving, very caring, very nurturing, very giving, but they have an outer shell. They're very reserved, only their special people get to see the soft insides, My little sister is a Cancer, so I'm terribly soft about them. And one of my very best friends growing up was a Cancer, and they were so cancerous. They were the most cancerous you could imagine. They're just so soft and good. I think honestly, I have to be genuine and move it down to C because, like, I think the personal aspect of this game is cute. I like that it's a very positive story between friends. I know your sister's watching over you too, but like, even if it's a Cancer game to me because it's cute and cozy and like has these like wholesome relationships, it doesn't go too deep, and there's no water, there's no crab. I compared to Gato Roboto, like Gato Roboto looks like a card-carrying Gemini compared to Cancer Momodora 2. If I were making this super personally biased, I would do B, but that's a little bit too sentiment-based. Like, I think most people wouldn't play this game and consider it a game based on relationships, but there are other characters I forgot about. There are side characters who you kind of befriend and who are caring for each other. I gotta do C. I don't know. I think I gotta do C. And that's probably the only Cancer. That's one of the most tropical, exotic-looking ones on this whole list. I'm like, ooh, a Cancer. We got a Cancer? Wow, compare that to the 7 Pisces. Alright, Cancer goes up to 1. Cool. What are we gonna do next? I think we're already almost out of summer games, but not entirely. One of you is a Leo. Oh my god, this is weird. Axiom Verge 2 is a Leo. I don't think I like that. Axiom Verge 2. So, that is a flat fuck Leo. There's no cusp or anything. That's just straight up Leo. What? I mean, okay. This game, again, story-wise, it's about a very strong, very strong leader-like individual. Okay, maybe, for the same reasons that this is Cancer. The characters in this game are these super mega trillionaire, leader of the world type eccentric tech billionaires. The reason is so that there's a believable reason why the characters in the story have access to, like, the most advanced technology on the planet. I've complained before that if I'm playing as a tech guru CEO in our year 2025, I kind of want to see her get eaten by wolves at the end, and that doesn't exactly happen, but at the same time, it's a good examination of these huge egos. Leo being the cardinal fire sign, the opposite of Aquarius, and just like a very strong fiery leader, like Red Ranger Fred Flintstone, Fred from Scooby-Doo, like, that kind of type A guy. That's Leo, and that is present in Axiom Verge 2, but aesthetically, like a fire sign? No, this is such a quiet, thoughtful game. Literally any other element would be better. Like water, sure, it's got a kind of ice theme. Earth, sure, it's very quiet, like Virgo. This is like a very Virgo visual coded aesthetic kind of thing. Air, sure, it's Axiom Verge, it's very curious. I don't know, maybe my bias is showing, but even though Leo stuff does present itself in the narrative the way it presents itself in Momodora 2, I don't know. I can't go any higher than C, but no, it's not D. There's not no Leo energy here. So I'll give it that. It's gonna be the only Leo. Axiom... Jesus, this is a fucking Pisces. No! Okay, here we go. I have a lot of thoughts about the Aries. This is another fire sign. And remember this for later. Aries starts the Zodiac cycle. Another fact. The Zodiac cycle begins with Aries. That is the first sign in spring, when the snow melts and life becomes born. That's where that begins, and then the ending is Pisces, the 12th sign. And we're going to be talking a lot about those today because of the games we have. But Axiom Verge, despite being like the 6th Metroidvania I have here released in March, is a solid Aries, and I think I like Trace the Aries just that much more than Indra the Leo, though I will say those are actually both really good signs for them, come to think of it. Like, Aries doesn't quite have the same ego thing as Leo. I mean, I watch my dad and stepmom fight every day when I'm home. There is some ego, but It ain't my stepmom's fault. Aries is very passionate. It can get the ball going, but I almost think of like a skilled magician who loves creating, loves the art, is more in the craft, versus Leo the knight, who is their like leader figure. Like Leo, sure, they're passionate, they can do cool things, but they are the leader. Aries isn't quite that way, and because of that, I really like Trace the Aries, who is just holed up in his lab creating the tech that would go to make Indra a huge, personality. So, man, there is not nothing there. I actually am never going to forget that these games are both fire signs now, which is funny because they both give like, weirdo, like conspiracy theorist, like trapped in my brain, Radiohead kind of like, nerd energy. They're both very that kind of vibe, but the characters at least carry the sun signs pretty strongly. But then I think my knowledge of Aries and its subtlety kind of starts to fade because, like, how does Aries play out in the larger narrative or the world or the gameplay? I mean, you're shooting a gun. you're exerting your passion into the world through a gun. I don't think I have enough of an Aries license to say anything more about that. Like, oh, the Risalki are so Aries because they represent new life peeking up out of the snow after the apocalypse of like the world they came from. Or okay, now I'm kind of convincing myself, but it's better than Gato Roboto, but I can't really handle this material well enough to say, is Axiom Verge an A- tier Aries? I'm looking at Rotn, but maybe we'll come back to that later. Man, those two were a lot more interesting than I expected them to be. Alright, recording part 2, I have to move Rotn over Silksong, because when I was analyzing this, I forgot that I saw that it is technically a cusp. That's really cute. I love infusing the Cancer energy into the Gemini here. Not the main part of the sign, but just bring a little bit of that in. I think that would be cute for Miriam, just because she is so genuine and so giving and like so kind of like open with like the friends that she does make. But even them, the game itself has, like I said, like this kind of home base energy. And there's like a literal like nurturing brother kind of character, who the guy who looks like Von Hohenheim, looks like a kind of a Full Metal Alchemist reference, the alchemist guy. Having him really adds a layer of like protective, like core family. But then also, like, if somebody has to die, somebody has to die. Like, when somebody's out of the clique, they're out of the clique in this game. And I feel like I just really like that. Also, Zangetsu wouldn't even be a bad Cancer because he is so hard shell, but always ends up coming around to being soft and friendly. I fuck heavy with this now, actually. A- is pretty good. But Pisces Hollow Knight is pretty good too. pretty fucking good too, isn't it? What do I want to tackle next? I'm like putting off the Pisces. Putting them off now. Oh, Zao. Taurus, Aries, cusp. Is Zao a cusp? When is it? Why did I say that? Taurus, Aries, cusp. When is it? Oh, he's not a cusp. He's just a Taurus. Whoa! Wait. Am I reading this right? Yeah, April 24th would just be a Taurus. Oh, he's also a Taurus. Ooh. That's really interesting. Oh, see, I feel like I'm running into my Taurus knowledge. Our Taurus is stubborn. This would have been a goated Capricorn game, just to make the pun now. I don't even know if there are any Capricorns in here. I don't see any at the moment. This would have been a goated Capricorn game. He is so stubborn. He is so persistent in this game. He is a very determined hero. It's just, he is a stubborn boy. He wants to get his dad back from the dead. That is like, the crux of it. Ooh, but Taurus. Home is again much more of a factor than most games. That kind of takes a back seat. it takes a bit of a backseat, doesn't it? It's not the worst because it has like, I mean, the homes are really, really well realized. But like, Animal Well, it's a slow-paced game where you stop and like enjoy everything very deeply. Like, Tauruses, in my mind, they're the types of people that have like giant racks and racks of like books or CDs or whatever their passion is in their house. Like, that kind of vibe is Animal Well. I feel wrong putting Zhao in C though, because like there is such a strong family element, and I feel like is family a Taurus thing? Is family a Taurus thing? Because I don't know what other signs would be associated with family. Does Taurus represent family? Yeah, doesn't it? 4 zodiac signs who always put family first, no matter what. Cancer. Oh yeah, Cancer would be number 1. I am going into pop psychology. Yeah, Taurus. Who even is here? Capricorn. Okay, yeah, stand by them. Scorpio. Okay. I am just gonna. I trust that if I thought about this more, I would find more reasons. I mean, Earth signs themselves are very stubborn. Like, I mean, Capricorn really takes the cake there, but I don't know, this boy who is just like putting his foot down. Reading his dad's book. Reading his dad's book as a framing narrative is very Taurus. Like, I don't think I'm the best at saying it. The same with Axiom Verge. I think there is untapped Taurus potential here, but I can't explain it as well as I can explain Animal Well. I'm actually pretty happy about the 2 Taurus games. I'm like 100% confident there are not any others in this list. Yeah, 2 Tauruses. That was a crazy time. I did not think I was going to play Animal Well when it dropped. I was very excited about Zhao, and Zhao really got pushed out to the summer. But he was a good summer game, too. Let's go Faerie Afterlight while we're at it. All the games that burned me out. I played like 8 of these things in 4 months. Faerie Afterlight. I just checked. Oh. Okay. We gotta have a Virgo arc. We have to have a bit of a Virgo arc. Wait a minute! Nope. This isn't Virgo. It's September, but it's not Virgo. It's not even a cusp. This is a Libra. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is a Libra. Faerie Afterlight is a very friendly game. It is a very social game, and it is 100% diplomatic. I mean, you literally navigate various communities and learn their stories and then make peace with the characters who went like boss mode. I don't even know why I'm hesitating. This is a weak A-. You are so... Yeah, I mean, you're literally like, you're a pair of characters. I think one of you can talk. The butterfly can talk, maybe. Kiki and Boba or whatever. You're literally like... You get to know the bosses before you kill them. Like, that was the one thing we really liked about this game is... Every boss gets a lot of lore and story, and yeah, like you literally bring communities together. It's gonna go with Silksong and Rotn. It's actually a really good Libra. I forgot. I thought it was I totally thought it was a Virgo. I mean, I got all these dates like an hour ago. I haven't really processed them in most cases. I don't even have anything to say. Like, no notes. Faerie Afterlight like killed my groove because there's too much to say. There's literally too much to even say. Alright. Oh, there we go. Here's the Virgo arc. Jack Skellington. I've been on something of a Nightmare Before Christmas kick because of Silksong. I don't know if it's going to make it into the Pulse video or not, but I have been hooked on the Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack recently. Something about Silksong. I mean, look, it's in their eyes. They're like family. That's the Hollow Knight. Like, that's the Hollow Knight we have at home. It's the tall one, right? That's the one sealing the kingdom's contagion. Virgo. I have to decide whether Jack Skellington's a Virgo in this video. Does he have a birthday? Did Disney like decide this for Jack? And that's exactly what I'll do! Jack Skellington birthday. Did they like... Jack Skellington age? Did they like make a B-Day for some gacha game or something? Disney... Is this some cosplayer? Disney Wiki... I don't think he has a birthday. Inspired by the Grinch. That goes kind of hard. That's kind of distractingly interesting. Status undead. 4 or 5 skeleton children. Doesn't the song say 5? Sally Skellington. Okay, I'm getting distracted here. Okay, I don't think he has a canon birthday. Do I think Jack Skellington is a Virgo? Sally might be a Virgo, but I'm not like necessarily pigeonholing her into that. Okay, the game is basically just a romp through Halloween Town. And you fight Oogie Boogie. Like, it's literally just Nightmare Before Christmas, minus like any of the Christmas stuff. It's just Nightmare. It's the fucking Nightmare, this game. That's actually true. This game sucks. Virgo. Okay. You know what? This is really not bad. One thing I love about this game is there's a really strong attention to aesthetics. There's a really, really strong attention to aesthetics. One of my favorite Virgos, this series, this is relevant, pay attention for later. One of the, wait, no, outfits. That would be fan art. Love Live is kind of one of the series that got me hooked on character, like, astrology stuff. They take astrology pretty seriously. And Kotari is one of my favorite Virgos because sometimes Virgos get pigeonholed, bird pun, into being like that bitchy like admin lady who's always asking for your paperwork, like, you know, like the bitchy like emotionless assistant type person, like all perfectionism all the time, that kind of thing. I like Kotari's take on Virgo because she is a fashionista. She creates things by hand. She has a good attention to details, and she's like an artist and stuff like that. In that sense, I think Jack or Sally could be Virgos, but also this game has very Virgo sensibilities. It has a very strong aesthetic identity. Whether or not this is me being nostalgic for the 2000s, like, it's a very scene-looking game, or just being nostalgic for Nightmare Before Christmas, it is riding very strongly on attention to detail aesthetically, but there's also a strong attention to detail with the stuff they carry over as an adaptation. In fact, this game is much stronger as a Virgo than it is a video game. Get the family together. I think this game is for Virgos. I mean, oh my god. So, it's a very good game for nerds because there's a lot of small things to pick out and appreciate about this game because of the attention to detail. Almost every item unlock, almost every animation and move you do comes from a specific scene in the movie. Like, it's a very cool, intentional take of what they had. It sucks to play, but it is, at the same time, it sucks because it's expecting perfection out of you. There are sections of this game where it has the worst save system of any Metroidvania I've played. There are late game things where you have to play an entire full area of the game without dying once because there's no save points. Then you get to the end, you get a bomb, and you have to redo the entire section without dying, meaning you have to do that whole world perfectly twice. This game demands perfection. I think Jack and Sally could be Virgos. I'm not gonna pussyfoot it anymore. That's going in A tier. This game rides on its aesthetic sensibilities and its attention to detail, and is a very faithful, like, adaptation of small details. It demands perfection and precision, and yeah, it's a bit finicky. Woof! Alright, that ruled. That's like the best one. I love that I'm recording this. So, one point. Sorry how loud the music was a minute ago. I was not listening to it. I'm kind of just spitballing here. Luckily, I'm recording in multiple chunks. Part 2. I feel bad for throwing all that shade at Pisces because I just found a third Taurus and a third Virgo in this pile. Just forgot those were here. But you will see. You will 100% understand why I am so, like, about Pisces games. We're gonna finish with the Pisces for sure. Luna Knight is a Virgo. And one more time, Leo Virgo, cause dates. Yeah, That's Virgo cusp. So funny enough, not the same birthday, but very close to my friend Muse's birthday, and they were the one who streamed this with me back in the day and got me into Touhou. Unfortunately, I've learned Sakuya is not a Virgo, even though she would be the best Virgo. For some reason, people celebrate her day in March, which makes her a Pisces, because it's hashtag Metroidvania. This game as a Virgo game, it's no Nightmare Before Christmas, but is it even a Silksong? I mean, this game is hard. It's definitely hard. But I don't feel like it demands perfection the way that Silksong demands perfection. This is so fun having Silksong at the party. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a budget Virgo compared to, look how intimidating Jack and Hornet are. It's not quite as intensely, like, neurotically, like, to paying attention to details with adapting anything about, Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. Like, you know, Embodiment of Scarlet Devil is just kind of going on vibes and the characters. Like, it's not capturing every little thing from that game. I mean, in the same way Zhao is like a B tier Taurus. I mean, it's hard. Sakuya has such Virgo energy, almost stereotypically, but she's not a Virgo. So I feel like I can't factor that in. The game, it's more of like it's more of like a creative game. I don't know, even though it's more straightforward than Silksong. I have videos coming comparing these characters in games soon. It somehow feels less demandingly precise, and there's nothing going on with like purity or anything like that. So like, I don't know, I'm actually not feeling it. Like, it's there, but it's just so budget compared to Hornet and Jack and their games that it's hard to really get excited. I think I'm gonna have regrets if I don't put it low B, but I don't know, Virgo Luna Nights, it's like a crazy game. Oh, but it is the cusp. When does Leo season end? Ooh. Oh my goodness, she's not a Virgo. That's another Leo. And this is a really fun Leo. Oh my gosh, she's a Leo with just a little bit of Virgo flavor. Wow. I seriously love that. She's a Leo. Okay, that fucks. Yes. Okay. So you feel like a big badass in this game. You are so powerful. Even though the game is crazy, you're crazy too. And it's a crazy battle of egos because Sakuya is like infinitely powerful, but her mistress who set up this whole thing is infinitely crazy. And I don't know, Touhou girls just seem to always have so much ego going on. Like every time they meet, they throw down and fight. Like Touhou has Leo power. I really, really like that. I don't know that it goes over Animal well, but it's with Animal well. Make no mistake. Leo Luna Nights? Man, that is sick. Like, there's not, like, fire aesthetics, but just something about all of the bullets together is very fiery, and, I mean, man. Yeah, that is a fun Leo. I am really glad I double-checked myself on that, because I didn't give a shit about it as a Virgo. It was just not really measuring up. Okay, that was funny. I'm glad I double-checked myself there. Cool. Very fun. Now what? I was gonna do the other Taurus. Oh my god, Aria of Sorrow is a Taurus. I like this. We mentioned the family thing, right? With Taurus. Ooh, wow. I love putting Zhao and Soma together. I like their friendship in my mind that I imagine they have. I mean, family is a theme on multiple levels. Like I consider Soma and Mina something of a family unit. This, you know, they're childhood friends. You know, it seems like completely canon that they're gonna end up together. They're very like rooted together. Alucard is looking out for Selma, almost like a parental figure, so to speak. I love just like sitting around collecting everything as a Taurus. I think the gameplay of this is more Taurus, but I don't know, dude. There is just something about Zhao putting his feet in the ground for his family that makes it more. Wow, I really like the Taurus games. I no notes. I love these games as Taurus games. I mean, I feel like Earth is a bigger theme by far in Zhao's game because there's caverns and, you know, grass and stuff like that. Yeah, Aria's probably the weakest Taurus. Is this when I find out that it's actually not a Taurus? No, it's like literally May 6th. It's right in the middle. Yeah, it's really nice. It has a good amount of Taurus-y stuff for my money, but I feel like Zhao and Animal Well do the two other things I think of Taurus for just that much more, like, profoundly, and it kind of comes up short. I think I'm just gonna keep it like that. It's not any lower than B. Like, it is carrying Taurus energy. I like that B tier. They're doing their thing. Alright, I also wanted to do this. Another Libra, just while we're doubling up on everything. There is another Libra, and it's actually pretty strong. I don't think that this is a cusp. I literally don't know the cusp dates at all. Libra, Scorpio, cusp dates. I mean, if we were a Gemini, this would be great. Get the AI out of my face. If it were a Gemini, this would be crazy. Oh no, it is a cusp. No, it's not a cusp at all. Yeah, it's a Libra. This is the game that Metroid Dread wishes it was. When it comes to being a Libra, you know, it's about cooperation. It's about a 2-point unit. Man, I really thought Portrait of Ruin was unique. You know, maybe it's not unique. Yeah, it's this friendship between Jack and Jack. It's a theme. The friends they make aren't that good. I mean, it's stronger than these other games because it's baked right into there, but, you know, Gemini would go pretty hard. Aria is, like, working for its pay as a Taurus compared to Synchronicity Prologue as a Libra. But, I mean, it is obvious compared to these other two. I mean, also, I should put AV2 over Momodora 2. I have sold myself to high hell on AV and AV2 being good Leo and Aries games, respectively. But Synchronicity Prologue, it's good. It's definitely Libra. But I look at just, like, all of the thought I have to put into these other games, and it's not quite there, so it's dangling on B tier, is what I would say. Are we gonna finally move into a new sign? Yeah, we are. Okay, yeah, it's time to do the beginning of the year. So many of these games, almost every single game that I looked up was in the beginning of the year. It is crazy cuckoo Cocoa Puffs how many Metroidvanias released in the first part of the year. I just, like, distracted myself with the other seasons, but holy crap, forget about December, forget about November. Wait a minute, when was Yohane released? I never googled this in advance. Yohane Deep Blue release date. I know that it's like November 18th, but I never actually double checked. That's 16th, okay. And then that's not gonna be a cusp. Scorpio, Sagittarius, cusp, dates. 8. Go away. Yeah, it's not a cusp. Okay, she is a Scorpio. Wait, she's the only Scorpio. Okay, we're gonna get to her later. Forget about that. Aquarius time. It's Aquarius time. Okay, I'm an Aquarius. He. I'm saying that as if that's like a deep personal truth I'm revealing, but I am an Aquarius. And Aquariuses are very friendly in a way that mirrors their kind of crazy busybody mental state where they're very curious and they're always learning things, and sometimes you may even say their friendships are just an extension of their desire to learn and collect, and some can call them somewhat lacking on the emotional side, which is sad, but you know, they're busy. Anyhow, it's a very active sign. It's a very busy sign. It's a very nerdy sign. Metroid Zero Mission is just a remake. I have been chewing on this ever since I started thinking about this. It's hard to rank Zero Mission as Samus hunting Metroids and fighting Kraid and Ridley when that's really Metroid 1. Like, that's not the game's identity. The game's identity is remake, and kind of like a cute remake in my opinion on that half. Like, it's just a remake. And again, like, we gotta stop giving Samus air signs. I like having this game near my birthday because I think it's cute, but like, what is so... I know there's some extra content I haven't gotten to yet. I'm only halfway done with this game. There's like some extra content. Maybe the Chozo were involved. Again, we're giving the friendly signs to Samus Aran. This is not the way to do her. I don't dislike it. It makes fun. I really can't say anything about this. I can't think of anything Aquarius about Zero Mission. It's just, what do you even say? Space is cool. I think space is cool for an Aquarius or air sign, but yeah, I'm gonna move on to a different game. Ultros. Ultros is one of my 3 games that I gave a Melovania number to this year. I knew I was getting burned out, and I said next year I'm only going to give 3 numbers. I'm going to do Ultros because it's really helped shape kind of how I view this year. It's been a very like grounding vibe. It's been on my mind a lot. It's been in my heart a lot ever since I discovered it. Which isn't to say that I've played very much of it, because it's just been kind of bouncing around and catching strays during my burnout, and I pick it up and put it down. But as special as it was to me, that didn't prepare me for the fact that it has my birthday. And I can't really be normal about that. It has my birthday. Like, La Mulana has Liz's birthday. I don't know what she's gonna get out of that. This has my birthday. And, like, I've already been using this as, like, the background, like, ambient stuff for the streams. Like, I kind of connect with this game in a deep way, and I haven't seen the story through all the way to know what it's about, but, like, I really like, I don't know, like, I see myself in certain things, and that kind of amplifies their importance. Like the gardening, I like the kind of like fussy little like details and nerdy stuff about like the gardening and all the different stuff you have to be curious about. And it's a very offbeat year. Like Aquarius is definitely one of the weirdest signs. I mean, if you want to see the fucking Aquariuses in 100 line, it's a weird sign. It's I think space is very fun for Aquariuses. I don't know where the friendly stuff goes. There are characters. Like, there are other characters. Like, I think it has something over Faerie Afterlight for that reason. I would have to play more and see what kind of themes go through the overall, like, interpersonal stories. But, like, it has the makings of a really good Aquarius game, and I don't think that's just, like, personal bias. It's a very thoughtful, curious, kind of out there game. I think it has the potential to be like plenty far, but I don't know enough to say. So I'm just gonna kind of plant my seeds in the ground and say, like, I think this could be one of my favorite Aquarius things. Like, I really like it as a reflection of the sign. Yeah, it's hard to be normal about that. So I'm gonna put it there, but I haven't fully thought it through because I don't know that much about the game fully. So, hell yeah, I'm very happy to have that. I'm very happy to have that. Are there any other? There are, right? There are other Aquarius. Yes. We also have the Ender series. So out of curiosity, I looked up a couple other games that aren't ranked yet, including Ender Magnolia, which I'm pretending I don't own. If you've ever watched my YouTube short about that, I bought it because of a really complicated mix of things, even though I'm hella burned out, and Ender Lillies partially burned me out because there's just so much to process with this game, and I have not had the energy. Like, it is larger than me. There is so much emotional richness in this game. Lillies. The personal bias. One of the only times I would ever bring up the, like, pure virgin, actual, like, Cancer is the crab, Aquarius is the water bearer, Gemini are the twins, Virgo's the virgin, which is a really awkward thing to navigate. In this day and age, like, we don't want to associate anything with that. But if we consider it to be, like, a pure or young person, how about the priestesses? Like, why are you bringing up Virgo? I'm an Aquarius, but I'm almost more dominated by Virgo. So it's hard not to project my own thoughts about my chart onto Aquarius. I'm like, oh yeah, she's got friends and she's got the purity thing going on. She's an Aquarius sun, Virgo moon. That's not what we're talking about, Mello. Lillies, like Synchronicity Prologue, can't lose because it's about making friends. Like, she's literally helpless if not for her friends. Like, that goes pretty hard. She's literally helpless if not for her friends. Lily is literally summoning people to help her fight. Like, personal connections are huge here. And I think having a network of friends is very Aquarius. Like, Libra is diplomacy and, like, intergroup almost. Gemini is, like, person-to-person socialization. Aquarius, I think of, like, a party and a circle of friends. So, Lillies isn't gonna be a bad Aquarius by any stretch of the imagination, but the other stuff, right? Like the nerdy, it's hard to really put much more into it with what I know. I mean, there's so many other things going on that I would think of that Aquarius is, like, really strong, but yeah, it's somewhere here with Axiom and Gato. And how would I rate Ender Magnolia? Just a little bit higher, because it also has technology, and that's just a little bit more relevant. Also, by the way, Blasphemous is a Virgo. Blasphemous seems like a solid B or A minus Virgo. It's got a lot of the same, like, aesthetic sensibility stuff, and it's very punishing and, like, perfectionist and stuff, but it's hella not pure. Yeah, those are the only extra credit ones I have. Now I think we go to actually Capricorn season. Yeah, Momodora 5 is not an Aquarius. It's just before that. It's Capricorn. This is our only Capricorn. And as I said, they look really similar, their box arts. That would have been a really good Capricorn. But Momo? So Capricorn is very stubborn and, very, like, feet stuck in the ground, like, this is what I want. And I think that's a very easy thing to kind of map onto a game and a protagonist. Momo's not really that way. It would have been a good Aquarius game if it were, like, a week later, because there's a lot of friends and a lot of stuff to nerd out about. I just don't see much. It's a decently long, meaty adventure, and it takes a lot of grit to get through it. But that is, it's not a lot there. The story, people are very set in their ways. There's an issue of, like, over-reliance on faith and, like, the social structure it's been creating. It's pretty weak, but at least I have thoughts about it compared to La Mulana and Zero Mission. I wish I was more passionate about, that. Yeah, okay. But while we're knocking out signs that have, like, almost no representation, Yohane is a Scorpio, and she's the only Scorpio. And this is the reason I'm trying to, like, mitigate, like, reduce whatever bias the protagonist is having on this, because I know Yohane's a Cancer. Like, Yohane isn't a Scorpio. She could be a Scorpio, but she's a Cancer. I know her birthday. It's, like, July 11th or whatever. She's a Cancer for a reason. Like, she's a good Cancer. Scorpio, though, for the game. I mean, we're not judging the entire cast of characters or the universe, because that's from the anime. The game is just this character and this AU put into an underwater grotto. And, like, it's watery. And I'll tell you, I've been waiting to have an element match an element this whole entire time. It's creative. It goes to dark depths. There's a lot of passion. I mean, if we're literally comparing the game in its uniqueness to Scorpio, It's not bad. It's definitely a little better than Axiom Verge 2, but it's not really even as good as Synchronicity Prologue. Scorpio's kind of a weak point for me, but like, I like how she crafts everything and summons it. That feels very like, I mean, okay, you feel like a mage when you're playing and a summoner, which is very Scorpio, I think. It's just a very friendly game. I don't know. I think it really belongs on B tier in terms of like, there's something to work with here, but it's not the best. It's okay. And now, it's Pisces season. I was being a dick. I only know 3 Pisces, but guess what Pisces they are? Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night have almost the exact same birthday. How have I never known this? I know I've heard this fact before, but Super Metroid came out on March 19th, and Soten came out on March 20th. You could literally pick either of those days and call them Metroidvania Day, and nobody would ever disagree with you. I was kind of goofing about the Pisces stuff, but the first like 4 games I searched were all Pisces. I was like, what's Super Metroid? Oh, Pisces. What's Alucard? Oh, Pisces. What's Hollow Knight? Oh, Pisces. All 3 of the big games are Pisces. So clearly, something's in the water, so to speak. I think that's very, very fitting. But what do I actually think about them as Pisces? Well, there's more to this. These are both Pisces cusp, because they are the literal last days of Pisces. And even more interestingly, Alucard's game is on the cusp day, where some people will tell you Aries begins on that day and he's in Aries. Some people would tell you that's the last day of Pisces, it's a Pisces. He is literally, whether he is like actually born when the sun was in one sign or the other, it depends on the hour the game was released, which is crazy. And that's not even the craziest thing, because remember when I said Pisces is the end of the Zodiac? The karmic identity of Metroidvanias as a whole are pinned like a tail on a donkey to the end of the Zodiac cycle. Isn't that badass? Like, isn't that so fucking cool? Super Metroid is the last day that is fully in a Zodiac cycle. Alucard is when the dawn comes to begin a new cycle, as the dark, introspective, internal workings of the Pisces reaches a whole new peak of spirituality and becomes reborn as a small, fiery flower in Aries season. What? I can't even grapple with that. It is so cool that these games, they're functioning on so many levels here. It's really, really cool. So I think Super Metroid, I don't think I can't possibly put them any lower than A tier because of the fact that they are the gatekeepers of mortality for the lifespan of a Zodiac cycle, which is the coolest thing ever. But I also really like Super Metroid as a Pisces. I finally like a Metroid placement for, I guess I should look up the other ones now. So Samus Pisces is pretty good. It's not the best, but I think especially a game that has a watery alien atmosphere and a thoughtful soundtrack like Super Metroid is extra Pisces. Yeah, you could have made Pisces Metroid Dread and it would have gotten D+ or something, but it's not watery, it's not introspective, it's not spiritual. Super Metroid has a bit of that, but it is almost as cusp as you could possibly be, and I love the idea of mixing that deep dark introspection with the power and ferocity of Aries, because it feels like Samus herself taking in the weirdness of space in her environment and then powering through it and being strong. So I think this is the quintessential Metroid placement for me. I mean, Capricorn would also kick fucking ass, to be clear, but I personally, just something about this game and its story, I think it's really nice. It's not as good as Jack Skellington, but it's really nice. However, Alucard being the beginning and end of the entire Zodiac goes harder than I can tell you. I'm physically tensing up when I say that. It's not S tier. it's not S tier. I don't fully see it sinking in with the game. It's like, oh, he's ending the cycle with his dad. Like, no, he's not. The dad's gonna come right back. Like, it almost captures that beautiful, like, Eclipse feeling. Again, Soma Eclipse would have been cool if that was the Zodiac Ender game. Like, Alucard Zodiac Ender is a very cool placement, and again, I love the mix of introspective Pisces with the ferocity of Aries. Like, I would never complain if we decided that March 19th was Metroidvania Monday for the rest of time. That's a really, really cool placement. I just don't fully see it going all the way through his game, and that's kind of a big thing for me. Like, it's not quite S, but it is incredibly hard to argue with, and shit, I just have to see this one through before I'm done. Crap, the pacing's bad now. This goes here. It's Pisces, it's dark, it's very dark and thoughtful, it's pretty sad too. This one's also Pisces. It just goes here. It's not like a cusp or anything, is it? No, it's just a Pisces. Yeah, I think so. However, if you want to see an S tier, this is your S tier. This is just another game from the week of the 20th. This is 3/24/2022. This is a full-blown Aries on the other side of the cusp, with I think still a little bit of Pisces in it. Just gotta search one more time. Pisces, Aries cusp dates. It might still be in the cusp. No, it's actually not. It's pure Aries, but I really like this as an Aries. Like, this can't go harder. This literally can't go harder. So you have the eclipse I was talking about. You have that literal eclipse where you have this mix of, again, Pisces just left, the darkness and thoughtfulness. Aries is here as the burning sun and the new life. And this character is that tiny bud of new life that's coming to light up the new day. And again, like, I wish it were a little bit more of a cusp because it has a nice mix of, like, the thoughtful, melancholy, sad world with the fire of a new beginning. But, like, holy shit, like, these guys are like, oh, it's the end, it's changing, and then this guy is the new day. Like, this is the absolute best time of the entire year because he's not quite, like, as firm and, like, he's not like a pillar of his community the way that like a Leo would be for a fire sign. He could almost be a Sagittarius, but I think focusing less on like his wild like ability to travel and discover things and like, you know, get invested in things, he's more just like pure passion the way that I think of an Aries, and he is literally a fresh bud in spring. He's a newborn who was born yesterday. Like, and that theme carries throughout the entire game. It's just a very fun, exciting romp. Maybe I'm overselling it here, but I can't possibly oversell it as an Aries. When I saw that, I popped off. I almost wish it was a cusp. There are so many Metroidvanias released in March. I mean, okay, maybe I didn't sell that well, but when I was Googling and I saw these are all Pisces and all released in March, it's like 6 of them. I was like, fuck that. That's too many. But now, there's one more game. I don't know when Castlevania Portrait of Ruin was released, because I haven't searched it yet. This is the only one I was saving as a surprise for the stream, or whatever I'm doing. I love this game in such a human way. Like, I truly just love the characters, I love the story, I'm very tender about it. I love it so much. And the story itself is very, like, personality-driven, very interpersonal. It's a very, like, Zodiac signable game. I am very invested. I literally care about what the sun sign of Castlevania Portrait of Ruin is, and I don't know what it is, so I'm about to figure out what it is live, and there are a huge range of reactions I could have. I don't know. Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. Release date. Oh my god! I didn't even consider that possibility. I love that! That's so cozy! Oh my god! I didn't script that, you guys. I was like 2 seconds away from making a comment about like, Noreen's the only person I know for sure is gonna watch this whole video, and there are no Sagittariuses. There was only one sign we were missing. There was only one sign we were missing, and only 1 month we were missing. I didn't see that going that way. Castlevania Portrait of Ruin is a true blue Sagittarius game. Okay, that is so precious. Oh my god, but that is a sign I don't know that well. Oh, but I like it. I like the idea of Jonathan and Charlotte under that sign. Oh my gosh. Do they have birthdays? Do they have birthdays? Charlotte. Castlevania birthday. What is her? Yeah, no shit. I bet. I bet. Do they have birthdays? Tell me. No, they don't have birthdays. I don't know. I like that because I was talking about how like you don't have the intellectual like. I think there's a bit of a Sagittarius Aquarius crossover in my mind where like I feel like Sagittariuses are the only fire sign that would go on an adventure to acquire a thing or like specifically to accomplish a goal. Aries seem more like pure, driven from passion, like I just want to do this thing, man. Leos are like, I don't know. I don't want to like make them sound like dicks again. But Sagittarius, like characters that could go on an adventure. Because the spirit of adventure is also there, because they travel to different lands within the portraits. It's a much less claustrophobic Castlevania than usual. But like hunting their books, hunting their like new weapons, and they even make discoveries. They even make discoveries in the game. They discover important things and they make friends and I really quite dig that. I mean, they ride motorcycles. It's the most Sagittarius game ever. I was mostly expecting an air sign or something, but this is a really sweet pull. This is a really sweet pull. Sagittarius, Portrait of Ruin. Wow. Merry Christmas, Noreen. Happy Hanukkah, more specifically. Whoa. I really dig that. I don't know if I dig that more than Nightmare Before Christmas. Sagittarius. Bow. That's one of the only weapons that doesn't really feature prominently. But like a friggin' centaur archer running around doing stuff. Like, yeah, that's how I feel when I play Portrait of Ruin. I thought we might be able to pull some kind of air sign that's about friendship or maybe even like family. Like Water Earth would have been like a lower tier pull, but could have been cute. Sagittarius. Fuck yeah. We're gonna go to the castle. We're young. We're gonna prove ourselves. We're gonna collect a bunch of grimoires and shit and change our fates. Wow. I love that. And I love this list. And I love doing this. This was so goofy. Alright. How would you rank the Metroidvanias based on their birth sign, star sign? Before we go, I will finish the pie chart. But otherwise, ta-cha! This was my off-the-cuff thing. Let me know if you want to see me do, like, level 2 where we do moon signs or rising signs, because I tracked down the exact hour the game was released or whatever. We will see about that, but first, math. Alright, here's your finale. So I was right about Pisces being crazy popular, especially when you consider Hollow Knight, Symphony of the Night, and Super Metroid are Pisces. Reverie Under the Moonlight. You're a good Pisces too, but the competition is pretty steep. But Aquarius, Gemini, Taurus were also pretty popular. The Libra also got 3, so it wasn't that messed up, I guess. Again, these are just 26 games that I like, so it's not, like definitive, like all Metroidvanias or this or that. But oh my god, the air signs. I didn't realize how much the air signs were taking over. That's very impressive. The air signs had the majority by far. Every air sign was in the top 5. I mean, Jesus Christ. You could even argue top 4. And yeah, they all have a fat 333. The winter until it gets to like late winter is just not the time for releasing Metroidvanias. Not ones that I've played. I cannot believe all 3 of these only got 1. It's not even common for them to only get 1. I mean, okay, it's somewhat. 3 and 1 are pretty common numbers here. But, wait, 2 is also a common number by that logic. But, the whole winter, 1, 1, 1. It's so funny that the last one ended up being Sagittarius. If we didn't get Sagittarius Portrait, then we wouldn't have had any Sagittarius. I'm never going to forget that it's a Sagittarius now. I'm even thinking about the intro video. I'm like, yeah, exploring a pyramid, like, yeah, rock on. Like, this is a Sagittarius. I love that. I love that we have that. The one Cancer game. Taurus was a lot of fun to think about. I got very passionate about the fire signs, particularly Aries. I had a lot to say about. Virgo, it felt like I talked about Virgos forever, but no, there's only two Virgos. But the Virgos placed very high. Libras maybe struggled to fully use their potential. The Geminis both did pretty well, right? Wait, no. Yeah. The Geminis both did pretty well. They got a lot out of their flavoring. Although Pisces, I have to say, look, Pisces really lined it up really, really well. And this dude was almost a Pisces cusp, you know. He's only a couple days off. Yeah, the Pisces, they were abundant, but I didn't say no to them. I thought they were good. I think Pisces is a very, very good Metroidvania flavor. Like, yeah. I mean, Aries and Aquarius aren't bad either, but I mean, Capricorn is good too. I would have loved to make any of the Metroids into Capricorn. That would be really fun for a Samus game. Yeah, Yohane, I have like nothing to say. Yeah, it kind of matches, it kind of tracks, but not like in a passionate way. Oh, the Tauruses were fun to talk about. I'm looking at them now. Like, yeah, the way they ranked was interesting. I'll be back to this. I might just do 2.0 where I factor in their entire birth charts and I don't know, have like 13 more Metroidvanias to use, but see you when that happens.